just want to say that we're happy to be playing with Spark and Fintech South, and this song is called My Entity, and it's about the belief in the paranormal. The song is called Ornaments. It is about mental illness awareness and coping with depression, finding ways to write it down in poetic form and release it through music.
It's Nick Harcourt, and I am here with Christopher and Keenan, and they're of the band Blood on the Harp. First of all, it is a great pleasure to actually meet you because we've been talking for weeks along with your manager, and finally I get to actually have a one-on-one with you. So we're going to see and hear your music in just a few moments' time for the opening reception of Fintech South. But I wanted to find out a little bit about you guys as a band, and then I guess perhaps individually first. You know, maybe I can start with you, Christopher. Tell us a little bit about the first time that you knew that music was for you.
Oh, that was I was a young guy, probably about 87, 88, and I first heard Metallica.
Wow.
And you could just feel it. And that's when I knew I wanted to play guitar. I wanted to make those sounds, and from there it just sort of kept going. And
what were the first bands that you were in?
I was in a few bands when I was 14, 15, just little punk rock bands around Atlanta.
Right.
But the first serious band I was in was called Rolling Nowhere, and that was about 6-7 years ago. And we toured for a couple of years and just played all over the country.
What kind of music were you playing though?
They were more of a honky tonk band.
Okay.
Which was sort of odd to fit banjo in there, but we made it work.
Yeah. And Kina, what about yourself? When did you first decide that music was something for you? You play keys and sing.
Yes, I do. I would say that my first real visit into the music world was probably at church. It was just the part of church that I really enjoyed was the music. So I think it started there, and then I was very blessed to have parents that put me straight into lessons, and I was open to a lot of different styles of music. I think my first real band was a cover band here in Atlanta. We didn't really even have a real name. It was just kind of a jam band thing. And then after that, I had a jazz band for about 15 years called P-Jazz. So we did jazz standards, totally different direction from where I am with Blood on the Harp, but something that I really feel influenced my music as a musician. Sure.
So tell us about this band, Blood on the Harp. How long has the band been together? Were you in from the beginning?
Yes, the bassist, Russell, and Miguel were the three that kind of pulled it all together. Very much of it, a lot from Miguel, as far as our first songs that we pulled together were definitely from him, but we all added our own thing. And we were all in that stage of, I'm never playing in a band again. I don't want to do this. And then we played one song together, and we were inseparable. So I would say in March of this next year, it's been 7 years.
Wow.
So I'm pretty happy about that. It keeps getting better.
When did you get involved?
I joined the band 4 years ago, and we had played a show with Blood on the Harp, another band I was in. And it seems about a week after that, I got a message from Miguel. He's like, "We've seen you play. Do you want to join the band?" I was like, "Okay." I'd always loved Blood on the Harp before I had joined the band. So
if you could excuse the garbage trucks in the background, I picked the wrong day to do these conversations. But if you could describe the music of Blood on the Harp and what it is you are doing, how would you describe it?
I would say we're like an audio version of a Southern Gothic novel. We take all those emotions and we blend it with Appalachian music, rock and roll, some jazz here and there. It's like a big melting pot of music from all our different backgrounds.
And what are all those different backgrounds? I mean, I've just heard your backgrounds, but where do the other people come from? What musical backgrounds do they bring to the mix?
Russ, our bass player, he's from a punk rock background. He was in a few punk rock bands that toured and were on labels, and our drummer's from a punk rock background. Our guitar player, Chris, he's more into classic rock. So he brings that sort of classic rock guitar into the band, which is really cool. And Miguel's, he was in metal and punk bands until he started playing this kind of music.
It's amazing that the diversity of your backgrounds that all comes together into this melting pot that is Blood on the Harp. I know you've been playing out a lot up until COVID. How much has that impacted your ability to be able to get together?
We took a big chunk of time off there. We all wanted to be safe, and we love each other. Of course, I wanted to see you guys more than some of my actual family. But that being said, we wanted to make sure we were all safe. Most everyone has had to go through the testing situation for work anyhow. So we made sure all of those things were paid attention to before we got back in a room together. But we have really been our own circle. So we've kept that small bubble, and I'm happy that that's my small bubble. But we started rehearsing again just a couple months ago, and in time for us to finally play some outdoor shows again.
Well, thank you so much for coming into City Winery and performing for us and giving us a little bit of background about Blood on the Harp and how you came together. Continued success when we're all able to meet again and be outdoors and seeing a live show. I look forward to catching you sometime.
Of course, thank you so much for having us, Nick.
Yes, thank you so much.
Well, we're going to watch Blood on the Harp right now. Thanks again, guys.
All right, we're Blood on the Harp. The song is called Dance Here, and it is about manic depression and the burden of reaching out for help. Well, I've seen people lining up to take a shot at me.